Let me show you a simple way so that you can take your notes into a checklist so that you can use daily and so that it can help you. So let's get started. So the items that we're going to need for this is 2 or more Ziploc bags, some scissors, your books or your notes, some different color pens, a Sharpie, and a piece of paper. So let's start off with the piece of paper. Let me show you step by step so it's easy. So like let's say you're doing a health book. So what you could do is this. So let's say you're reading a health book and you learn the amount of cups of water to drink a day. So your first note from let's say health book is cups of water a day. So when you're reading a health book, maybe you will learn how much water you should drink a day. And then let's say the second note. For this we're going to use a different color pen. So let's pick blue. You want to leave at least a little space. So 2. Let's say how much protein a day. So when you're reading your health book or you're watching health videos, you would maybe learn how much protein you should eat a day. So far this is our 2 notes. Let's say you read a productivity book. So could be your third note example. Let's say simple way to plan my day. So those are 3 note examples that we're going to use for this strategy. So again, number 1 is cups of water a day. Number 2 is how much protein a day. Number 3 is simple way to plan my day. So normally what people do is they'll take notes and they'll just keep it like this. So then they'll have full pages of notes. Maybe they'll have full notebooks of notes, but the problem with that is that your notes keep stacking up and you don't end up using it because there's just so many notes and you don't even know where to get started and it's very unorganized. So let me give you an organized structure so that you can actually use these notes and how you can turn it into a checklist you can use daily. So that's the first step, write your notes down. Now let's go to step 2. So for step 2 is you're going to need some Ziploc bags, right? So for this, we're going to use 2 Ziploc bags. And then we're going to need a Sharpie to help label this. So what you want to do is your notes, you want to organize your notes by subject. So for example, let's say for cups of water a day to drink, and let's say how much protein a day drink, we can combine these into one subject, which is health. Or maybe the third one, simple way to plan my day, we can use that in another subject, let's say productivity. So you can use 1-word subject or 2-word subjects to keep this simple. So for this, our first Ziploc bag, we're going to name it health. So over here, we're going to name this health. Okay, so let's name this health. I would recommend a little Sharpie like this so you can actually fit all the words. Sorry about the bad handwriting, but our first Ziploc bag is health. And the second Ziploc bag is we're going to name this productivity. So health and productivity. So now that we have our Ziploc bags labeled, that's step 2 is label your Ziploc bags. Now let's go to step 3. So step 3 is we're going to need our notes and then we're going to need some scissors. So let's get the scissors. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, so our notes, we're going to turn this into strips. So our notes, we're going to turn this into 3 parts. First part, second part, third part. So let's get scissors and let's do this. Just make sure you leave enough space. Make sure that you can see the full word. Make sure it looks clean. So that's our first one, cups of water a day. So this is our second one, how much protein a day. Try not to make mistakes with this. Okay. Then our third one, simple way to plan my day. You don't need to do this with your old notes. You can if you want, but for your new notes, just try this. Just try it for a day, see if it helps you. And if it helps you, you can keep it. If it doesn't, you don't need to do this. But just at least try at least once to see if this strategy actually helps and works for you. So now we have our 3 strips right here. Now let's go on to the next step. So that's step 3, cut your notes into little strips like this. Now step 4 is you need your 2 Ziploc bags and you want to organize your notes into Ziploc bags, which is step 4. So let's start off with our health bag. So the ones that we can put in our health bag are let's say number 1, cups of water a day, and you can cut this out a little more just to make it look a little more clean. So you leave a little space to write your answer, your note right there. Just make sure it can actually, fit in the bag, like this. So cups of water a day. So I'll go, that will go in our health bag, right? Boom. Now let's go second one. The second one we're going to put in there is how much protein a day. So again, leave a little space for your answer from what you learned. Okay, let's cut this part. So 2, how much protein a day? Let's put that in the health bag also. So as you can see, number 1 and 2 notes we put up in our health bag. So that's the first one. Now let's get our second bag, which is productivity. Let me open it. Okay. So a third note is simple way to plan my day. So let's make this a little cleaner. All right. Simple way to plan my day. So our second Ziploc bag is productivity, and we put our third note, simple way to plan my day. So now that we have our 2 Ziploc bags, now what this does, number 1, it organizes it by category. Since okay, if I want to improve my health, or if I want to do something for health, like workouts, healthy eating, drinking the right stuff like protein shakes, enough water, I know I can use my notes from this bag. If I want to increase my productivity, I can use it from this bag. And you can add more subjects if you want. Like if you want to start an online business, you might write a business bag here. So the less stuff you learn about business, you can put in that bag. But these are our first 2, productivity and health bag. So now what this does is number 1, it organizes it by subject. Since okay, this is for health, this is productivity notes. Number 2, it uses it as a checklist. So this is what you do. Let's say for your health, bag. If you want to use this as a daily checklist, what you could do is you could say, okay, our first note is how much protein a day. So once you hit your protein goal, let's say you have your desk here, what you could do is you could put this note face down on your desk when you finished. So once you finish that task, you ate your amount of protein for the day, you put it face down across your desk. Let's say the second one is cups of water a day. So once you hit your daily hydration goal, again, you could put it face down on your desk. So again, this works as a checklist, and it also helps organize your notes by subject. Instead of just having huge notebooks full of notes, this is a lot simpler way of using it. So make sure you try this at least once and see if it works for you, and let me know in the comments below your results.